Hello everyone, I welcome you all to another Archicad tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about the basics of Archicad 27 to be precise, though some might have 26 installed in their computers, but it doesn't matter because it is the same software. It's just that the 27 is a bit upgraded with regards to a few additional settings. But I believe as we move along, you will notice yourself that we just have few changes or few differences, but I believe the differences with regards to the softwares is not that much of the software. So of course, in opening our Archicad, as I said earlier, we're going to learn the basics that will enable us to see how best we can design projects or build concepts for clients of different nature. So without wasting any time, we start by understanding the interface. So of course, in opening Archicad, this will be the interface that we see, and this interface is basically divided into four parts. We have the top toolbar, we have this right hand side which consists of the navigator bar, we have this left hand side which consists of the toolbar, and then we have this bottom which can enable us to see all options here with regards to like zoom in, zoom out, as well to change the scale of our drawing, as well to use the layer on the pen set or the graphics override. So of course, opening Archicad, it's for the first time, or as users who have been familiarized with the software, you will notice that Archicad is a BIM software that has its own unique entity with regards to producing 2D and 3D diagrams, which I believe it's of utmost importance and standard, and it's very easy to pass on the information between you, the designer, and as well as the client. So of course, the first thing that I normally do after opening the Archicad software is to save the project. And how we can save the project, we can simply go to File, and then we go to Save As. Save As will definitely direct you to the place that you will be saving your drawings or your files, for you not to get confused with regards to the location that you have saved. So we go to Save As, because I prefer using desktop, or if either of you choose a different path, then I believe it's for your conveniency. But for this project, of course, we have already saved it, but we're going to save it again. We select the desktop. Of course, we try to create a new folder, because new folder 2 precisely, or we have already created one folder. So if you're a beginner, try to create a folder. For example, we have created this folder, and then we double click and we see nothing inside there, and then try to name this file as training file, and then save as type. We have so many options to save our file, but we use the Archicad solo project plan, which is the way that we're going to be saving each and every project that we'll be working on. So we go to save, because this file is already saved. So immediately we save the document or the file, we can see the project name or this entire file changes from default to Archicad training file. So of course, after we have set, or after we have saved our file, the next step that I do is to set the project information. The project information will aid us with regards to describing the project and which type of building that we are constructing, and as well try to put some few information with regards to you, the contact person that's designing, and as well as the site locations. So in doing our project information, or inserting our project information, we go to File, and then Info, and then we go to Project Info, which is the project information. So we click this, and then we have so many options. For example, we try to stretch this. Let's see, this for our convenience. So stretch the project information palette that has just appeared. Of course, We can see the options here. We have project detail. Project detail, if we click the arrow, we can see that it has the project name. That's what our project, be it residential, commercial structure, or whatever type of project that you're working on that you are familiarized with regards to the Archicad. And then under this project, you have project name, project description, project ID, and so on. Because we have the site detail, site name, site description, site full address. Because we have the building detail. Is it a renovation or a new construction building? We have the contact detail that you, the individual, as designing. For example, the contact full name, contact ID, the contact department, like architectural department. And they have the CAD technician, the full name of the CAD technician that you, the designer. So if you're working for a company, you put the company name here, type, and then we have the contact company code. That's if your company has a code, contact full address, and so on. And then lastly, we have the client detail. Here you put all the client information that has been submitted to you. Of course, the reason that we try to see how best we can fill this is for us to have an easy access to the master layout, which is the title block. Of course, all of these informations are going to be inputted in our title block. So if we start by inputting this at first, it will be very easy. Not when we have progressed with regards to publishing our document, we won't find it very difficult. So I advise before starting any project, we try to indicate the project name, site name, and try to fill this information or this table as much information as you can. And of course, if you have already inputted these ones, you can simply export it to save. So anytime you open a new project, instead of type, you can simply just import and then you edit whatever information that needs to be edited. So after you have filled in all of this project info, you click OK. So project information now is set after you have filled in all the necessary information that is required. So the next step that we do, of course, before whatever design that we do, we need to see how best we can know the units that we are working on or that we are working with, be it millimeter, centimeter, meter, decimeter, feet, and inches. So for Archicad users and so many videos that even I myself have watched, the most commonly used units in this project or in this Archicad here is the millimeter. But whatever unit that you can find yourself easy with or familiar with, you can use it. But for this tutorial, we are going to base ourselves with regards to millimeter. So of course, I advise if any of us are finding it very strange with regards to millimeter, we need to try to see how best we can improve ourselves with regards to understanding how to use the millimeter unit. So of course, in setting our project unit, we go to option and we go to project preference, and then we set our working unit. So working unit, we click. Of course, you can see the length units, meaning the unit that we are going to be working with, especially when doing our walls or beams. The measurement that we are going to be taking, the unit that we're going to work with is set as default millimeter. So if you want to change to meter, you just click and then change to meter. But for this tutorials, we're going to use millimeter. So this is okay. And then I have the area unit. So for me, I tend to not to change anything here because this is default. This is a standard template that Archicad normally comes with. So because they have set it, I believe, for convenience. But as I said, the more time we give to the software, the more we'll get ourselves familiar with regards to the tutorials or the Archicad software itself. So after setting up our working unit, we click OK. So from there, we try to see how best we can familiar ourselves with regards to this toolbox. So of course, this toolbox has been divided into 4 categories. We have the selection icons here with regards to the arrow and this marquee. Of course, the more we progress, the more we understand. And if we drop down this, is from this arrow point here, we can see this is the design tools. So design tools are the tools that we'll be using to design. For example, with regards to our wall, that if we want to draw our wall, we have the wall tool here, and we have the column, beam, slab, and so on. So of course we can simply close this as well, and then we open the viewpoint toolbar. Of course, this viewpoint enables us to see the section of the house, the elevations. Of course, this elevation tool or marker here, you can see in our project, if we zoom in regards to the scroller at the middle of the mouse, we can see west elevation. This has been set to default. That's why we advise that anytime we are working, we should make sure that we work within this. Even if the project is a bit wide, we can simply select this elevation markers, this template elevation markers, by holding down the shift key, and then we left click, or simply we use the arrow tool and then we click on top of the object that we want to select. So we can simply, after selecting, we go to right click on the mouse, and then we go to move. So if you want to drag, you can drag. If you want to drag a copy, for example, if you want to drag this, you simply select drag, and then we go to a point, and then we click, and then we drag outwards. So of course, this is very easy and simple. So but now we are not going to move these markers, because this space, it's very wide. You know, if we can just do a rough calculation, of course, see, as we are moving the cursor here closer to it, we see the distance that we have a guide with regards to the distance that we are moving. So this is 4,185 millimeter. So in meters, like it's like 4 meter 185 centimeters or so. So we undo again. So let's say we click, and then if we tend to move or drag, you can see this is up to like 34 meters. So this is very big. So it's very convenient to work within. So of course, these ones are the viewpoints that we use to view the sections and the elevations. Of course, the next tool that we'll be looking at is the documentation tools. Documentation tools includes the dimensions that if you have actually done a project, or with regards to you've done your walls, and then for you to submit to the contractor on site, the distance between the walls or the column or the beams, you can simply use this dimension tool, which is probably for annotation. But this is the level dimension. For example, if you are working on a sloped land, because we know that it won't be one level, so you need to indicate that this place is a bit lower and this is a bit higher. So to use that to indicate the difference between two levels, we use this level dimension tool. Because radial, we have the angle dimension. Because text, if you want to highlight or specify a particular object or a particular room that you have created, you can simply type over it by using this text. Because label tool, because these are in-depth Archicad tools, but as we progress, we will see the valueness of them. Because we have the grid element. Of course, these grid elements normally, it's very much essential, because this is the starting point of any construction that we want to undertake. Because for every construction, we tend to do our layouts, and these grid elements are normally used to do that. But when we start, then or when we proceed further, we'll try to see the necessity about each and every tool that is here. So of course, understanding this, it's very easy. It's not for us to cram them. but it's for us to know the exact location where they are. You can simply drop them all, and then of course for new users, this might be the way that you see your toolbar. So we can simply stretch this toolbar by coming to the edge, and then if you can see, let's just learn new thing here. Of course, the cursor is showing a dark pointed arrow because this arrow tool is selected. So now if we want to select any object, we can see the arrow color changes, and if we want to stretch any edge, we can see the cursor changes as well. So you can simply left click on it, holding the click button down, and then drag. So we can drag for our own convenience to see how best we can be able to visualize whatever objects here that we want to use. So of course we have another option here with regards to a small toolbar that's normally opens whenever we select this any of these tools. For example, if we click this wall tool, we can see the default setting that is this info box content. It appears on this part of the screen, and then for us to actually find more details about these walls, we can simply scroll our mouse, and then we can see so many other options. Of course, the story name or story height, the wall height, the wall thickness. But for us to go and set whatever objects that we might have selected here, for us to do actual setting, we can simply come to this icon here which specify the wall, and then as we place our mouse or our cursor here, you can see setting dialog. So we can left click on this once, and then this wall default setting appear. So of course this again, if in your Archicad, if this is closed, you can simply drop down these ones, and then you can see all sort of settings with regards to whatever objects that you might select here. Of course if we close this, we can simply open the tool, this info box content here again as well, by double clicking on any object that we want to set. For example, the wall tool again, we can double click twice, yeah, and then we can see it opens as well. So of course here we can be able to set whatever parameters that we think that project can entail. So of course after setting whatever settings that we might undergo or we might undertake, we can simply click OK. So of course moving to the right hand side of the screen, which is the project navigator bar. This project navigator bar is divided into four parts. With regards to the first one is the project map. This project map enables us to see whatever work that we might be doing on this interface with regards to this, where the mouse is normally spinning or where I'm spinning the mouse. So whatever work that we do here, we can use this project map to view. Of course under this project map we can see the file, because we have saved this as training file. We can see the name as a training file project. Dropping down this, you can see the stories. Now here you can set how many stories your projects will entail. For example, if you are doing just one story, you can simply delete these other stories by clicking on them, left click, and then you right click option, then you delete story. But this is a default template, so we'll leave it like this. And of course if you want to set your story, you can simply right click on these stories, and then we go to story settings. So here we can see this is default, and then this is the normal wall height. because don't forget we are working with millimeters. So this is normal standard wall height that has been accepted, yeah, to right around the world. So even if someone in Brazil or England or London or China um have this software, this is the default template, and then of course each and every one of us will see that this 3 meter wall height is what has been set as default. So if you want to decrease it, you can simply select everything and type whatever information that you want to do. So of course we try to leave it as it is. And then if you want to insert, for example, um, we might want to insert the foundation below the ground floor. We can simply insert below, and then of course as soon as we insert below, you can see that it goes -1, meaning this is the natural ground level, this end on top of the oversight. So anything that you put below is from the oversight to the normal ground level, and below the normal ground level. So of course you can simply edit or type whatever info that you, or how deep your foundation can go. So of course for now, since we will be designing um a bungalow, like a 2 bedroom, so we're just like going to put let's say 1 meter, yeah. Although I have engineers here, so you can use whatever depth that you might think be okay for you. So after inserting this, you can simply type your foundation level or foundation plan. Let's say foundation level, and then we click OK. So as soon as we insert a new story, you can see it appears here. So of course here this is selected, and then you can see that we are on the foundation level. So if we want to go to the ground floor, we double click the ground floor again, and this automatically change. So of course closing that, we have the section. Now this is empty, this is blank, we don't have any drop down menu here. But if we want to insert, for example, if we have designed a structure and we want to do a section of our building, merely we select the section, and then we click at one point, and then we move our mouse, or we drag our mouse to another point, and if you can see this mouse or this cursor, this line is actually swaying. For us to have a very straight and unique line or wall that we might be drawing, we need to hold down the shift command. As soon as you hold the shift command, it straightens to 90 degrees, and then if you can see, if we are moving our mouse, swing our mouse, it cannot move. So, but immediately we leave the shift button, you can see it sways. We roll the shift and drag to a particular point, and then we click again. Of course, this man here is trying to tell you, for example, if you want to cut the building and see the building through this way or this way. So let's say we can put it either way, because for now it is blank. So we click on this. Of course, the section that we have just drawn, you can see it here. And then if we come to our project map, we can see this, we have a new section, or we have this drop down arrow that has just appeared, and then if we click it, we can see section 01. So you can see this section 01. So whatever thing that we might be doing here can appear on this project map. Of course, we come to the elevation. So of course you can see east elevation, west elevation, north elevation, and south elevation. So all of these are here as well. So even if we want to increase or want to add another elevation, we can simply go to elevation marker, the same way that we draw the section. We click one point, we hold our shift for it to straight, and then we click to another point. You can see it's giving us direction again, how we want to view. So we click any direction just for reference, click OK, and then you can see elevation 01. So we go to our view project map again, you can see E01. So for now we don't need this, we kindly select. To select, either we use this arrow and then we click, or we hold down the shift button and then we come to the object and then we left click and then it has selected, and then we press the delete key, or we right click and then we go delete. So this is asking if we want to delete this or keep this as independent, so we delete because we don't need it for now. So of course we say delete anyway, so it has deleted. So immediately when we delete, you can see that it's no longer here. Of course, these are all options. As soon as you click into your elevation, you can see it appears here. So, but since it's blank, of course, we don't see any drop down option here. So of course, this is 2D. We already have an option there for 3D. That if you want to see object that you are doing in 3D, you can simply click this. And in the scenario that for now we just have only 3 pet palettes here. This is the pet palette bar. Imagine you are working in a landscape project and you have opened so many views here. So now for us to click on any random view, if there are that much, to see all of the views, you can simply select this window overview here, click, and then you can see the 3 view maps that are already here. So this is the ground floor, first 3D, and then the south elevation. So if we click on any one of them, it can activate. So of course, this is the project map, and then if you go to view map, this view map, it's when we want to do our documentation proper. As you can see, we have floor plans, ceiling plans, and then structural plans. But you can see, this is, we have ground floor, ground floor, ground floor, and then the ground floor we're going to create is just one ground floor. We are not going to create, for example, go to project info, or sorry, project map. We are not going to create another ground floor. Even if we name this as ground floor, it's not going to be ground floor because the levels are not the same. But the reason for this view map is that we can save our ground floor project or ground floor view into various categories with regards to, for example, if we have detailed ground floor, we want to save it as only as floor plans, we can save it as floor plans. If we want to save it as construction with regards to our dimensions, and then we can save it like that. But if we want another ground floor plan without no dimension, we can use this view map again to save it as ordinary floor plan with no dimension. Or if you can see ceiling plan, from this same floor plan, we can save it here again as well. So this is very much important, and I believe as we move along we can understand, because this is in depth, but as we progress we can understand how it works. Of course, after we have saved our view maps, we can go to the layout book. Now this layout book is where we have our master layout with regards to our title block. After we have done, or we are done with any view map, we can simply let's say we open this ground floor, for example, but this is a default title block, which you can see company name, project name, drawing name. This is the ground floor, for example. We have just selected this. So this is the place that you are going to place all your drawings before you put them to the publisher set. So these are the publisher's file that you publish to send to your client. Of course, as I said, you can easily understand these ones as we progress. Sorry about that. So of course, if unfortunately that you are working, then you don't see this navigator bar, we can simply access it by clicking on this option here. Let's say the project choosers. If we click it, we can see browse project, and we can see hide navigator or show organizer. Let's say if we click hide navigator, you can see it disappears. It's no longer here. But if we want to see it again, we can simply come to this mini pop-up navigator here, click this arrow menu, and then we can see this option, and then we say show navigator. So immediately we click show navigator, it pops up again. Yeah, thank you. So I believe we just have to outside attraction because this is a learning forum, so we're trying to see. But as we progress, if you have any questions to ask with regards to how far we've gone, you can simply contact, we can ask on the forum, so we can address it. So of course, we are a bit familiar with this man above, this on the left, this on the right. Here, this is another toolbar that we have at the bottom screen. It has its own name, because but it has its own functions as well. Of course, for new users, if you want to zoom in easily, we can use this scroller mouse at the middle to zoom in and zoom out easily, so that you can be able to select or draw properly. But if you want to zoom in manually, you can use this zoom commands here. For example, this is to fit, this is to zoom next, zoom in, because this is to fit to window rather. But if we want to zoom by percentage, we can simply select these ones. Of course, for now we just leave it to 100% or say fit to screen, because if we want to orientate our drawing with regards to orient it to tilt it a bit, we can select either of these. But my advice, we leave it at 0 for convenience. So because we are working with scales, so if you want to change your scale, you can simply come to this option here, then you click, and then we have so many scale, 1:50, 1:100. So for now we leave it to 1:100. So either any scale that you're familiar with, you can simply select it, because here we have the layer combination. This layer combination is very much important, but as we progress we can understand the essence why I'm saying that it's very much important. So because you can click and then you can see sites, that if you want to specify only sites, you want your diagram, for example, your ground floor to show as site plan, not as drafting or as plan approval. You can simply select site and all site details will be shown, and then you save this file under this view map as site details. So this, like as I said, the more we patient with regards to the videos, patient ourselves with regards to the videos, and the more we give time and dedication to whatever video that we'll be uploading, the more we can find the software very much interesting and easy. So the main thing is for us to understand the interface, but not to come where these things are, but to know where they are. So of course, the next one, we have the display. If we want to display the entire model that we are doing, or without finishes or the cores only, we can simply select either of these spots. Advice, whenever we are working, let's try to select this entire model, because here we have the pen set. This pen set will determine the color of the background of our walls, our columns, our text, the color that we want our elements or objects to look like in our drawing. You can simply select this pen. This is a default pen set that has been set, but if you want to add yours, you can simply edit. But as we progress, we can know how to do that. So of course, we have the model view option as well with regards to the combination. So of course, it's very much important again as well. We have the graphics override. Of course, for now we just limit ourselves to basic. Of course, the more we progress, the more we understand more further. So of course, we can see this bit of little man here. It was not here before, but if we want to add this is the layer combination, or this drop down menus as well, which are here. If we're working on a very large project and then the screen is a bit small, you can simply import or add this feature here. on our screen. All of these guys that we are seeing below here are here as well. So to add this, like we go to um, Windows on our palette, and then we call them quick options. So we click. It was already installed there, but if you open your Archicad for new users, you won't find it there. But if you want to add it, you can simply go to Windows palette, and then we go add quick option. So you can see that it immediately pops up. So of course, this is a brief intro about the interface. Even I myself, I'm trying to see how best I can familiarize myself with regards to the interface. But I hope that this video is a bit beneficial, and if you find it interesting, kindly like, comment, and share, and anyone that's that is highly interested with regards to this Archicad software, you can simply add him or her to the group or send his contact for us to add him. Please, I'm advising that any video that we might be doing, we need to try as best as possible to exhaust it, and then we try to see how best we can play with the software as soon as possible. So thank you very much for your time. See you in the next video.